This is the Book Legion Podcast, where we review thought-provoking books to give our Legionnaires the knowledge they need to dominate the next level of their life.
Hi everybody, thanks for joining me on the Book Legion. My name is Tyzer Evans. This week I'm going to be covering the book When I Stop Talking, You'll Know I'm Dead by Jerry Weintraub. So first I want to start with who Jerry Weintraub is. So many of you may not have heard him like I didn't know him. I heard about him in the book The Third Door, which I did a book review on. So Jerry Weintraub was huge in the entertainment industry, started in music and then progressed and finished his career really in film. Really revolutionized the way that music and entertainment is done in regards to events. So he was raised in Brooklyn, born in Brooklyn, raised in the Bronx to middle-class family. He got out on his own and started really kind of as a talent agency for the music business. Really probably got his first big break when he started working with Elvis. He became Elvis's tour manager, and through that, a lot of these music venues where the reins were kind of held at the regional area, at the level. Jerry broke through that and made some big conglomerate, big national deals, which kind of got the middleman out of the way at the regional level that controlled these events. He started really creating the super mega events. Elvis was the first one he put on tour, where they were holding, instead of a couple thousand people at your regional event or regional concert, he was a guy that started bringing new concerts that were 30, 40, 50, 60,000 people back in the 60s and 70s. Jerry was very much on the forefront of that. So he got teamed up with Elvis, was probably his first huge break to put him on the map. Then he got a call from Frank Sinatra wanting to do what he had done for Elvis with the success of his tour, which didn't get exposed to the Rat Pack and all the connections that Frank Sinatra had. He started to kind of really weave his way into Hollywood. He eventually got into producing movies like Ocean's 11, Karate Kid, and really made a name for himself in movies as a producer, executive producer. He even actually, like in the last Ocean's 12 that had Matt Damon and George Clooney, all of which were people that looked up to him and were really inspired by him. He was in the movie with Angie Dickinson, who was also starring in the first Ocean's 11 as well. I'm really not going to cover any three chapters. Every chapter, it's really, the book is about Jerry's life. And so I wanted to cover the book because he's one of the most influential people you've probably never heard of in the music industry. The guy went from absolutely being worth nothing in his early 20s. By the time he died, he was worth several hundreds of millions of dollars. So he was very persuasive. He talks a lot about his daily disciplines and routines, how he networked with people, how he leveraged relationships. All this is really important. But the big three takeaways from me was he had an innate drive. Like, the guy just never slowed down. He was moving 7 days a week all over the country, all over the world. The things that he was able to accomplish were crazy just by having focus, intention, and execution. The second thing, that he never stopped with his persistency. He was one of the most persistent guys that I had ever witnessed or read about, because again, it's an autobiography. But the way that he would structure his days, he had a targeted call list with people and contacts he had to call every single day. He didn't deviate from that. And he really kind of opens the doors and give you the tools to the kingdom. And the last thing, that what he was really great at doing, and this is what all entrepreneurs should really be looking at doing to some extent, is how do you disrupt the market? Jerry was a huge market disruptor, whether it was in music or in movies. The way that he would work several different positions from producer to director. He really wanted to learn the entire side of the business. Again, in music, he really revolutionized the way that concerts were done, making these big mega concerts, breaking out of the breaking away from the regional brokers, and really kind of revamping the way that the music scene was done. He was not someone that came from the music industry or the TV industry. He didn't have connections, so he really forged his own way and did things his way, which says a lot about who he was and what he was about. So he kind of always broke the status quo. So the things I really took away from Jerry was just an average kid from the Bronx who had drive, persistency, and wasn't afraid to disrupt the market no matter what industry he was in. So it's a fantastic book if you're looking to see, how did someone live their life from A to Z? How did someone go from $0 living in the ghetto in the Bronx to being worth hundreds of millions of dollars with no connections, no help, not the right schooling, no nothing other than just sheer determination and perseverance and moving forward through their fear at all times. So that was the big takeaways for me. So I like good books. I really like biographies. So this was one of the first ones I put up here as something that I think you guys should read. So check it out, Jerry Weintraub. I'll put the book in the show notes. So again, if you guys want to pick up the book, it'll be in the show notes. You can scroll right down. It's about $15, $16. It's a wonderful book. It's pretty long. I'm going to say like 365 pages or so. But it's a wonderful book about an incredible man's life story who accomplished a lot. It's something we should all strive to do. If you guys liked the video, give me 2 thumbs up. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to the podcast and YouTube channel. It means a lot to me. I drop videos once a week on Sundays. So if you guys could, pay attention. Again, drop me a comment, subscribe. I'd really appreciate all the love, support. And thanks so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon.